Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation From Russia with Love. Filling in for Boston Bruce, turn 8.8 KMT. It is January 1940. I'm going to jump ahead to U.S. technology rules. Boston Bruce had 7 tech rules. First, he tried for improved construction at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 6, so he failed. Second, he tried for amphibious doctrine at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 3, so he failed. Third, he tried for jet fighters at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 3, so he failed. Fourth, he tried for long-range aircraft at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 12, so he succeeded and advances to stage 2. Fifth, he tried for large ship construction at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 10, so he succeeded and gets on the board, stage 1. Sixth, he tried for heavy strategic rockets at a 9 or higher. PBE generated a 3, so he failed. Seventh, he tried for strategic rockets at a 9 or higher. PBE generated a 10, so he succeeded. Advances to stage 3. PBE generated a peacetime income increase for Boston Bruce. It was a 5, so USA's income increases only to 33. And that's important because unless America reaches 35, they can't move their naval units, so they remain frozen. Let's go to purchases. Okay, so well, I guess first I should do KMT. KMT has 3 IPPs to spend. They will purchase nothing and save 3 IPP. And the turn was 6. Okay, let's just talk about what's in UNA briefly. There are 4 militia, 14 infantry, 1 airborne infantry, 4 cavalry, 5 mountain infantry, 4 artillery, 3 anti-aircraft artillery. 8.9, let's start USA's turn. There's purchases. They're going to lend-lease a fighter to the British for 10 and lend-lease a strategic bomber to KMT for 12. That's 22. They will save 4 IPP. There is no movement, no placing of units other than these lend-lease units. So for the KMT, it'll leave San Francisco, travel across the ocean here to Calcutta, then take the Burma Road to Yunnan. And then for the British, the fighter will leave Washington, D.C. and travel over there to southern England. Okay, for viewers watching, this is essentially the end of the turn. I'm just going to do a disposition of the British forces because I neglected to do that last turn for my opponents. And this will also probably help Boston Bruce, who is going to return, and this will probably be the last one I'm doing for him. Okay, so going over just the British forces. In northern England, there's 2 militia, 1 infantry. In southern England, there's 4 militia, 3 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 3 fighters, and a naval transport in port. In London, there's 1 infantry, 1 airborne infantry, 2 marines, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 3 fighters, and in port in London, there's 3 battleships, a torpedo boat destroyer. In A-23, there's a French destroyer and a torpedo boat destroyer. In A-20, there's a light carrier with a fighter, a light cruiser, and 2 destroyers. In A-18, there's an Anzac light cruiser on escort duty. In A-27, there's a light carrier with a fighter and 3 destroyers. In A-44, there's a light carrier with attack, a light cruiser, 2 destroyers, and a Free French battleship. In Gibraltar, there's a militia, 3 infantry, a mountain infantry, a Free French medium armor, and in port there in Gibraltar, there's a coastal defense ship and 2 naval transports. Over here in Lower Egypt, there's 1 militia, 10 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 normal artillery, and a naval transport in port. In I-7, there is a battle cruiser, 5 heavy cruisers, a destroyer, and an Anzac naval transport. In southern India, there's a militia, 2 infantry, and an anti-aircraft artillery. In Calcutta, there's 5 infantry, an Anzac motorized, and 2 anti-aircraft artillery with a half-completed fortification. In Burma, there's 5 British infantry, 3 Anzac infantry, 3 Gurkhas, 2 Anzac artillery, and 2 anti-aircraft artillery. In Sydney, off camera, there's 3 militia and 3 infantry in a fortification. In Cape Town, off camera, there's an artillery. In Madagascar, there's a Free French mountain and a British seaplane. Oh, I didn't mention the French sub that's there in A4. Okay, next up is Hambone with turn 9.1, Germany.